dus then I became an engine driver. And then, from then on, I got a much higher salary. And I was somebody that was important. Well, more or less that you got a much better position than if you be in the other one, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he had a better salary, everything.
And so this is when you were...
And by the time I was engine driver, I was on my first boat, first of all, I had another practice run on another boat. It's about, I can't remember that name now. But it was only a short time, about 3 or 4 months. Well, I might come later.
Yeah,
but then, then I got, that was also a rubbish boat. It was an old, he was only there, I don't know, it was terrible. The conditions were terrible. But then I got on a better boat, and that was the Schokland. And that was a pretty good boat. And I was over there on that boat, I think for 5 years, 5 or 6 years. But after 2 years on the boat, I think it was about 2 years, 2.5 years, and then I got the call up, and that was compulsory to go in the Navy.
So how old were you then?
Oh, I must have been about 20.
Okay.
21. I can't remember really.
Yeah, because when they called you up to go in the Navy, was that for the Korean War?
That was in the Korean War.
Because the
Korean War lasted till about 1953.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So, so when did you go over to Korea?
No, that was, listen. I was called up.
Yeah.
And I went, but if you've been called up, you're not sending you straight up. You first have to go for training sessions.
Yeah.
That means sitting, how to handle cannons. And then the Oerlikon, that was air protection. The Bofors, I remember, that was the cannons for shooting out of ships and things like that. And they train you. They get another ship going on the water, and then they put them on the back on a long hole, and they put a sort of a flak on, and then you have to shoot on there.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
With the cannon.
Huh?
With the cannon?
Yeah. But the only difference was that the cannons themselves, you had the bullet, but they were not explosive in the bullet.
Okay.
But the bullet went still there in.
How big are those bullets?
Well, they're that big.
About the size
Roughly.
of this?
Oh, yeah, something, maybe a little bit bigger too.
Bigger than
something like that, yeah.
Bigger than a smart shaker.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big bullet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And they go, I just but it's. Dus anyway, after the training session, and then they said to me, well, everybody, like my brothers, they were all unlucky, because they had to stay in over 2 years.
How come?
That was the compulsory time you had to be in the armed forces.
To get trained?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for me, signing up just to go to Korea, that was only, I think, 2 months or 3 months, wasn't it? Then you go in for minesweeping, and then you came out, and that was it. And then after that, you could sign up again, because then it was up to you.
Okay.
But if you didn't want any more...
Hold on a minute. Yeah.
If you didn't want any more, then you're free.
Okay, so it's compulsory to do one deployment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that wasn't that long.
So how old were you when you got deployed? Because
Well, I must have been 20, maybe 22. I don't know.
and then